Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Sorry, I was late.
Oh, please, 2 minutes, 3 minutes.
I was trying to get to the office. And Route 18 is the worst, so.
You
took
did
me
it.
a while. How's everybody's morning?
Good.
Good.
Chilly.
Yes, it's freezing out, freezing. So, anybody have a specific thing today that you wanted to work on? I know the other day we kind of did some kind of a class on buyers, but I thought it went pretty okay.
That was good. It was helpful.
Good. Did anybody sign up any buyers since then?
Unfortunately not.
No. But at least you know how to do it and where the paperwork is. So that's important, and how to create that consultation.
That's true.
So if everyone could turn on their screens, I really appreciate it. It's really awesome when we can all see each other. I'm wondering if, has anybody made any calls to their database?
Yes.
The Pie Party?
Oh, yeah.
Did you call a lot of people, Bill?
Yeah, I've been having, I find that these calls with past clients, I don't know, I just said, maybe it's because of COVID and how it's changed people's lives, but I'm finding that they're very receptive to the phone calls, just to hear and just talk a little bit, kind of catch up on things. Yeah, they've been going really well.
That's awesome. Do you have a lot, you're coming to the Pie Party in Weymouth, right? Are you coming?
I'm doing something a little different.
Oh, okay.
Not with pies, so we're actually delivering.
Okay, cool.
yeah.
Well, as long as, it doesn't really matter, what people do. I just think it's all about giving, right? That's what
Yeah,
it's
well,
about.
and trying to, I think it's, well, it's about the touch.
Right. Yeah, it is. And it's about, calling ahead of time, sending out a postcard. And, if people know what to say when they call, does anybody have a problem with that? With what are we saying?
Regarding,
The Pie Party invite?
Or just contacting clients and having these conversations and telling them about the pie party and just staying connected.
No, I did it through text, or because I live in my condo, I walked around and left the flyer at everyone's door, or most of the people.
Mhm.
And I'm getting a good response on that.
Good.
And I also went to the place I used to work, and I handed out flyers there and explained what was going on, and schmoozed a little with them.
Good. You
And,
stepped out of your comfort zone, Barry.
a little bit, yeah.
That's, you're growing, right?
So I think I'll probably get about 24 pies at the end.
Woo,
I've
that's
already got
awesome.
18 responses, and there are a few more coming in.
Hey, that's it. It's all, and now you're reminding people who you are and what you do.
That was the whole idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, the pie is secondary.
Yeah,
It's a nice
exactly.
gesture.
Yeah, exactly. But it's all about, reminding people you're top of mind and you're a realtor.
Right.
So that's fantastic. Does anybody on here have a specific script that they're having a hard time with, or you want to do anything? What is everybody thinking? Anybody? I was gonna try.
I passed out like cards a few days ago when I went to pick up some food and like in another area, but I sometimes I didn't know what to tell them.
So what was it for? Like, who was it that you saw?
I went to like a bakery and I gave them my card, and like I went to pick up some food and I gave them my card, like if they knew anyone.
Okay, and so you so did you talk to them or just hand them the card? What did you say?
I talked to them and I told them that if they knew anybody, or if they were looking to buy or sell or rent somewhere
Mhm.
else or something like that. that I could help them out. They asked me like if I had like an office or um, they just like asked me like what I did exactly as a realtor.
Cool. So
it
you
was
got into
really great.
conversation. Did you write down how many people you actually talked to?
Yes.
Cool. And so you're wondering, what do you do next?
Like what would a person normally say when they don't know somebody like even like a door knocking? I got curious about that.
Well, Bill, do you have something with that?
Um,
I don't know, sorry to put you on the spot there.
yeah.
'Cause-
So tell you what, was that Carol that was speaking?
Yes,
Yeah, okay.
we can't
So
tell
Carol-
Carol because you're not on the screen. I
Yeah,
don't call you out.
T-
That's what I do.
Can you kind of describe a little bit more about the connections and some of the conversation? Tell us a little bit more about what you were doing.
I just gave them my card and I told them that I was a realtor and I could help them out if they're selling a home or
Mhm.
purchasing or if they know someone who's looking for a rental.
Okay.
And I didn't get like an objection, only from one person, kind of.
Mhm.
Like there was like a lot of signs like for rent, like
Mhm.
around the area. They told me, and at that moment, I just told them, "Oh, real estate is changing." But then later on, I realized what I could have said.
Mhm.
What could you have said?
I could have said, "Well, yes, there's a lot of." Yes, there might be people selling their home by themselves. However, they could lose a lot of money if maybe they need help with the disclosure or getting the right lawyer to do the transaction. They could be overpaying.
Mhm.
It's really good to have someone on their side.
Mhm.
I think the first thing you said was probably the most important in my mind, basically letting them know what hey, I'm a realtor in the area. And if you know anybody who's looking to buy, sell, or has a question about, property, I'd love to, be introduced to them. And it's really
Right.
as simple as that.
Sure.
And then the next time you go in, you might say the same thing. Oh, remember, my name is Carol. Did you think about anybody that might need my help? You just, and make sure, like, if you have a pin, wear your pin and, be that person that maybe the next person that comes into that bakery says something about a house, I'm selling, I'm buying, or whatever. They're going to say, well, there was a realtor in here just a minute ago. She comes in here quite often. So you have to start to get yourself be known and maybe collect their information, ask them if they want to have some updates. So you can put them in your database.
Right. Yeah.
So I think,
I think collecting least asking if maybe one more question about if they'd be open to receiving some periodic information about the market, and then if you get like a good email, at least you could add them into your database and maybe do put on a smart plan or something, but some way to stay connected and follow up to kind of take that first connection to the next step.
Okay, thank you.
Question I have,
Do you guys, Sorry.
go ahead.
What do you guys normally say when you go like door knocking? I'm just curious.
well, usually we're door knocking around an area that we have a sale, or we maybe have a buyer who wants to who wants to live in that neighborhood. So
Yeah.
you have a purpose. So you have a flyer usually that's saying, hey, we're having an open house. So I have a neighbor only open house on Friday. We're doing a neighbor only for 1 hour and then a broker open for the second hour. So we door knocked on Sunday, and then we are going to post, so inviting the neighbors, and we'll post everything up today for the brokers. So we door knocked and said, there's a house on your street selling for blank. This is what it looks like. If you know anyone that wants to move into our neighborhood, and you can say our neighborhood, always sounds nice. please let them know or give us a call. Here's our contact information. So you're having conversations with all these people in that area. And if it's an area you really like, you can start farming it and collecting, sending them out when it goes under agreement, when it sells, you can door knock each one of those times. You become the neighborhood expert. But sometimes you have a buyer and you can create something saying, I have a buyer who's looking for a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, the price range is blank. And you can door knock and ask, I have a buyer who loves your street or your neighborhood. And this is their criteria. Do you or anyone in your neighborhood, are you thinking of selling? So basic, I think, people can overthink scripts. You need to know them, but then you can overthink them and you get stuck. So I feel like something like people are saying they're going to wait is a big thing right now with the holidays. There's a lot of holiday scripts. I think we should probably work on starting to get into those. Does anybody else agree?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I don't have any like specific holiday scripts on here right now, but I could probably look for some. This one here, I don't know if you guys can see on your screen, it says we're going to wait. This looks a little bit like maybe it was a expired listing. So if we could try and even, one person reads and one person is a homeowner, or we can all read this one together just so we get used to asking questions. Would you like to try and like saying it all together for the first time?
Well,
I mean,
how
the
well it's
man
gonna
part
go.
sounds weird, like man, I don't think I would ever say that, but I'll say it for the script anyway. You
Could you
want to
just
try?
make it a little larger?
Oh, yeah. I think I can.
Trying to get closer here.
Yeah.
Oh, that's much larger.
Is that good?
Yes.
Yeah.
So maybe if we say this one together, we might remember some of these questions. This is probably someone whose house didn't sell and they decided, I'm going to wait. So a lot of these are like a house that was on the market prior.
Yep.
Want to go?
Sure.
Man,
Man, it sounds
sounds
like you're really frustrated with the process.
Am I right?
Right?
No, I totally understand.
But did you want to get the
You
home
want to get the home sold?
correct?
Correct.
What do you
What do you
think
think stopped
your
your
home
selling
from
in the first
selling in
place?
the first place? Was there
Was there
anything that your former agent did that you liked? What do you
What
feel?
do you feel they should have done?
Well,
Well,
it
Joe.
sounds to me like you
sounds
still
to me
want to
like you
sell,
still wanna
right?
Sell it, right?
If
If
you
you
sold
sold
this
this
home,
home, where would you
where
go
would you go
next?
to next?
How soon?
How
How
soon
soon
do you
want
have
to
to
be
be
there?
there?
Joe,
Mr.
if you
Homeowner,
could get your
if
home
you could
sold
get your
at
home
the
sold at
dollar
top dollar in a
time
time
frame
frame you were
you're
comfortable
comfortable
with,
with,
Is that
is
is that
something
something
you'd
you
be
would
excited about?
And if I could help you make
make
it happen, would that be okay
Would
with
that be
you?
okay with
That
you?
would be okay with you, right?
Right.
Then when would be
When
the
would be
best
the
time
best
to
time to
get together and discuss how we can make that happen?
Happen.
Would Wednesday at 4:15
or
or
Thursday
Thursday at
4:15?
4:15 be better?
I mean, it's all questions. It's all questions. And it's
Yeah.
not like, hey, I sell 100 homes a year. I'm just wonderful. It's not that. People really, they don't care so much about that. And I think we all get hung up on that. They care about what their problem is and what's their situation and how we're the problem solvers.
Right. So Lisa, all these questions are going through my mind. I actually have an appointment tomorrow. I made a call a couple days ago to an expired listing and left a message. And she called me back yesterday and we scheduled an appointment for tomorrow. But when talking with her, when we were making the appointment, she still needs to find some place to move to. So, I mean, that's going to be part of my questioning when I meet with her tomorrow to see the house.
Yeah.
So if you sold this home, where would you go next?
So I don't know. I didn't find a house yet.
Right. Well,
So what
obviously,
are you gonna-
I'm going to talk to her about how I can perhaps help her with that if I can learn a little bit more about what it is she wants in her next home and where.
I think it's good to know this, but one other thing I find is really people get caught up in knowing where they're going to be when their focus needs to be in getting their house prepared to sell, to get the most money. So I have someone just like that. And, she's just like, oh, I got to look at houses. I got to look at houses. I said, no, you need to get a dumpster and you need to clean out your house and you need to prepare your house so you can get the most money now. And we can put a suitable housing clause in so that you don't have to leave right away. We can try to stretch out the closing. But I find a lot of people get so caught up in where they're going to go and say, try to get them refocused back onto getting their house in the best possible condition to get the most money.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to ask you, when you're talking about people wanting to put their house off for a while because of the holidays and whatever, because I have a few potential buyers that are saying, we're going to wait, or, another couple, young couple, we're going to save for a little bit. I mean, how do you just make sure you keep them? Is there anything that you would
Engaged.
recommend doing?
I mean, I would continue to send them things as things come on the market and tell them that right now maybe there's another, the 10 buyers that they competed with last week, maybe are doing the same thing. And maybe they're going to, step away and they'll have a better chance of, getting their offer accepted. So if a lot of buyers are just kind of waiting, that's better for your buyer because the competition would be less. So I would kind of keep them engaged, send them things. Do you remember the sheet that you sent me the other day? That you
Yes.
created? That was
I did
awesome.
send them one,
One
yeah.
of those once a week. That was pretty easy, right?
It was easy.
So send one of those out once a week to them, but I would continue to say, listen, just ask them if there was a home that came up December 15th, would you still want to see it?
Okay. And the same thing with, I have a neighbor that wants to sell their house, but they're like, we should just wait to get through the holidays, which,
I mean, I think it's the same thing. If serious buyers are out there, your house usually looks really great during the holidays. And honestly, when you pack up everything after Christmas, you're packing it up to move. You're not putting it back up in the attic and then have to take it down again. I would try to, create some urgency. Who knows what the rates are going to be like come January, February. Cash out now. There's still a lot of buyers.
okay.
I was at an open house this weekend. There were over 50 people signed in. So there was well over 100 people coming through. So I would say that, and it works on both sides.
Thank you.
Does anybody want to try to do this one? Maybe, somebody be the agent and somebody be the homeowner and give a slight pushback?
Sure.
Okay.
Either.
You want to be the agent, Louise?
Sure.
Okay. Who's going to be the tough homeowner?
I'll be the homeowner.
Okay.
All right, Teresa. Man, it sounds like you're really frustrated with the process. Am I right?
Yes, I'm very frustrated.
Totally understand. But did you want to get the home? You wanted to get the home sold, right?
I do.
What do you think stopped your home from selling in the first place?
Honestly, I'm not sure. I don't know if there were enough buyers or if it was the agent that didn't advertise, because I think my house looked pretty good.
I bet it did. Was there anything that your former agent did that you liked?
Their pictures were good, I thought. Other than that, I don't know. They didn't communicate as much as I had hoped.
What did you feel they should have done?
Communicate more, maybe market a little more.
Well, it sounds to me like Joanne or Teresa, you still want to you still want to sell it, right?
I do want to sell it, but I'm really not ready to go through that same process. I found it really frustrating, and people in and out of my house with no action. I just don't know, especially around this time of year, if I want to go through that again.
I don't blame you, but if you sold this home, where would you go next?
Someplace warmer.
How soon do you want to be there?
I guess it depends on how soon I can get my house sold.
Teresa, if you could get your home sold at top dollar in a time frame you were comfortable with, is that something you would be excited about?
Of course, that's what I was trying to do before, but as I said, I'm very frustrated.
If I could help make that happen, that would be okay with you, right?
What could you do to make it happen that the other agent didn't? I'm just curious.
Well, we'll review everything and we'll make sure that we get,
Go right to the next line. Just say
Okay.
that right there.
well, then when would be the best time we could get together and discuss how we could make that happen? Would Wednesday at 4:15 or Thursday at 4:15 be better?
Close them. There you go.
Well, I mean, I'd like you to give me a couple of examples before I decide to meet with you.
Well, when we meet, we could actually go over everything. Wednesday or Thursday at 4:15.
Wednesday at 4:15 would work.
Perfect.
Good.
We'll talk then.
See,
Thank-
that's good, Louise. You gave her a push. You didn't say, well, let me just show you a little something. You know, give that push. And if it's a COVID excuse, say, well, how about we do Zoom at that point? I
Good
can show you
idea.
over Zoom, but don't give up too soon. And I like that you pushed it through. Well, you know, most people need a little push. Most people need you to say it more than one time. Think about that. That wasn't like, it was uncomfortable probably for you, Louise, but I don't think it was uncomfortable for you, Teresa, right? For her to say it again.
No,
So don't be afraid. It's 5 times, you know, try to close them 5 times.
Got it. Thank you.
And if they say we're too pushy, you know, or, you know, say, well, obviously your last agent wasn't, and that's why your home isn't sold. So you do want a bulldog like me to help you sell your house, don't you?
Bulldog.
A bulldog. Yeah. Yeah, man. Sounds like you're really frustrated. That's a weird one.
Oh, man.
Do you want to try another one, or did somebody want to do this? Or something else? If somebody has something that they want to read and get a little pushback, or you have something in your head. I like scripts. I like to stay on script, and you can see that Louise was able to close her really quickly. This is kind of okay. Here, if you're doing your expired calls, and I think everyone on this has kind of done an expired call or two, right?
yes.
I think, Matthew, do you want to try this? Are you doing Movember, by the way?
Not really. I just need to shave. Sometimes that
good.
happens during this time of year. It keeps me a little warmer, so
Yeah. Hey, you should just say yes. Yeah.
it's getting cold. Yeah. Sure, I'll do one. I'll do a
Okay.
script.
So, who wants to, as you can see, this is a very busy office. It's people coming in and out, maybe Rick a couple times, but you guys need to come in the office. It gives you energy. It's fun.
Yes.
So Matthew's going to read, and who wants to be it's really, I don't think there's a whole lot of response. Let's let you go through it, Matthew.
Okay, so
You know
so
what,
this is
Matthew?
okay.
You're the 20th agent to call me.
That's awesome. So a website, yeah. So that's awesome. That's great that there are 10 hardworking agents who want to help sell your home. So have you set an appointment with any of those agents?
No.
Okay, and would you be interested in sitting down with me on Thursday at 5 or 6 o'clock, or Wednesday at 5 or 6 o'clock, and I could show you how to get your home sold at top dollar at that time?
I'm not sure, you know, again, you're like the 20th agent to call me.
Yeah, and you must be going crazy with all those agents calling, and I know you haven't set an appointment, and I don't want to bother you, but I'm curious. I'm looking at your list, and I can't figure out why your home didn't sell.
Ooh, I don't know either.
Okay, and then when would be a good time to come over and discuss it? Wednesday at 6 or Thursday at 6?
Do you think you can help me?
Yes.
Well, can you tell me what you're going to do?
I'm gonna talk to you and figure out how to get your home sold, and we're gonna sell it. How does that
Okay,
sound?
sounds good. Do you do
Okay,
Zoom?
great.
Do you do Zoom? Because I'm not sure I really want people coming in the house.
Sure, we can do Zoom. And then if we feel like I need to come over physically and meet you after that, that'd be fine. But yeah, Zoom call is is great for the first meeting, actually. And I prefer it. That way I don't have to, you know, dress up. No offense.
That's cool. And it's like, and neither do you. You can stay in your pajamas, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So Zoom meeting at Thursday at 6 works.
Okay. And so the good thing about getting a Zoom meeting is you have their name. You're going to make sure that you get their phone number because usually they have to sign in, so you can ask for it, and you definitely get their email.
Hmm.
So Bill, what else do you have for an objection from that expired person? What are you going to do differently? What do you know?
From on in general, an expired call?
What are you going to do tomorrow? Like when you go on that appointment, they must want to know, what are you going to do differently?
Right. Well, I guess I'm going to ask a lot of questions. It was a Lamakia listing.
Well, that's why.
So I want to ask, what, a lot of the questions from the scripts, what sort of activity did they get when they had the home on the market? Were there a lot of showings? Did you receive any offers at all? What was the feedback that they offered you?
Do you do a pre-qual?
A pre-qual for the,
Before the appointment? Do you go through that? Like how much do you own the property? Blah, blah, that type of thing?
no, but I guess I should.
Yeah, I love them. I feel like when I go, I realize, well, I'm competing with other agents. There's just so many great questions in a pre-qual.
Sure. Now the little bit more background on this one. I contacted her because I've been doing a search for a client, and there's just been a limited number of options that match up with what this client's looking for. So I changed my search to off-market listings, expireds, and this particular property came up. So that's how I called her, and that was my story, which is the truth. I have a client that's looking to buy. Here's the description of this particular buyer and her extended family, and here's what they're looking for. And it appears that your home kind of checks off most of these boxes. And I would like an opportunity to actually come by and take a look at the home, because I really know what they're looking for. And she was very open to allowing me to come visit with her and talk with her. And she said, I was planning to put it back on in the spring, but if you have somebody that would be willing to buy it now, I'd be open to that. So I'm gonna have to develop some relationship with this person while I'm out there, kind of
Trust.
ask a lot of questions and kind of gain some trust.
Okay. I always like the three things, like, what are the three things? These are three things that you can, that stops a home from selling, or a combination of three: price, condition, and marketing. Which one or combination of those has stopped your home from selling? There's only three. Which one? I mean, it gives them, oh, well, I don't know, well, do you think it was the price? Do you think it was condition? Could you do anything to upgrade it? Or do you think that the agent did not market your home? So,
Okay, what do you say to this? What if there's a fourth one? Because maybe this home was subject to finding suitable housing.
people still, I think you can still find people that will take a house subject to suitable housing, because there's a lot of renters.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe that, the other thing you can say is, that agent's sphere of influence is only so big, my sphere of influence is a completely different sphere. So I can open that up to you, and, your home will be exposed to my sphere of influence. It's another, maybe people that I know, that won't be a problem. You have a lot of urgent buyers. I think once you get somebody under that purchase and sale, they can just start shopping like crazy, and they're in a great position to purchase a home. I don't know.
Okay.
Does anybody get, we want to think it over, or we want to sleep on it?
That
Yeah,
is a lot.
sometimes I hear that, yeah. We want to think it over is a pretty common one, I think.
Well, that's great, Matthew. And since 3 minds are better than 2, let's think out loud together. Tell me, what are you thinking about? It's a little
That's good.
sassy.
I like it.
So Carol, we want to sleep on it.
Oh,
you
you're
good?
right. This is a big decision, isn't it?
It is.
Yet the decision must be made based on what you want, correct?
Yes.
Let's do this. Sign the contract tonight, contingent upon your approval within 24 hours. That way we both win. Can I tell you how?
Yeah, I have no idea how I win.
Great. You have 24 hours with no pressure, so you can feel comfortable and sleep on it tonight. Then I'll call you in the morning, and you can simply tell me yes or no. If you say no, I'll rip the contract and you have no obligation. If you say yes, I'll begin marketing your property immediately. Either way, how does that sound?
Well, so you'll rip up the contract if I, decide tomorrow morning I don't really want to work with you?
Correct.
I guess that sounds okay.
Awesome. So I'll send the contract today.
Good. There's an answer for everything. Here's, this one is what I was talking about with Bill about a pre-qual. I mean, his is a little different. He's kind of previewing it, and his visit is a little bit more like looking for their buyer. Here, if you have a listing appointment, this is, one of many pre-qualifying presentation scripts that you can do over the phone before you get there. So do you guys want to go through this one before we get off? I know we're a little late.
Yeah, no, this looks like a good one.
Okay. So do you want, Bill, why don't you ask these questions so they become really solid in your brain and somebody else can answer them?
Who's going to answer me?
I
I'll
can
answer.
answer, or whoever wants to.
No, go ahead.
All right,
Sure.
so Matt, before I come out, there's a few questions I need to ask you, okay?
Yeah, that sounds good.
All right, cool. So first, if what I say makes sense and you feel comfortable and confident that I can sell your home, are you planning to list your home with me when I come out on Thursday?
He froze.
You got him.
Computer froze.
Come on, Matt, spit it out.
Your computer froze on us.
Oh, what?
We couldn't hear you. You just froze.
Oh, whoops. I said, yeah, you know, I don't really want to make, a commitment now. I'd rather wait till we meet and hear what you have to say and kind of meet you in person first, if that's okay, Bill.
Understood, okay. Next, are you planning to interview more than one agent for the job of selling your home?
I might, but at the moment, no, you're the first one.
Okay. Tell me again, where are you moving to?
You know what? I'm planning to hopefully move down to somewhere on the South Shore, but nowhere specific in mind yet. I still need help finding a place as well.
Okay, all right. And so how soon do you have to be there?
Hopefully like to be there before next summer, ideally, and sometime in the spring.
Great, okay. So Matt, when I see you, how much do you want to list your home for?
I'd like to get at least 500,000 for it.
Okay. So as a professional real estate agent, I study homes and prices every day. Therefore, I assume you'll list with me at a price that will cause your home to sell. Correct?
Yeah, no, I definitely want it to sell. I just want to make sure, I don't take a loss on it, obviously.
Well, fair. So what price won't you go below?
I mean, in order to break even, I need 475 at least to break even. So that's my bottom line.
Okay. How much do you owe on the property?
Oh, about half of that, around
Okay.
somewhere around 225 to 250. I'm not sure exactly.
Okay, excellent. Have you ever thought about selling it yourself?
No, not really. This seems like a lot of work. I don't really have time for that.
Yeah, it's a dumb idea anyway.
Yeah.
Will you help finance the home for the buyer, or do you want your cash out?
I prefer just to get the cash and use it for my purchase.
Okay, that's great. Would you please describe the home for me?
Yeah. I mean, it's built in, early 1900s, a nice colonial, 2,500 square feet. I've made good amount of updates since I lived there, kitchen, bath. So I would say it's in really good condition. The neighborhood's great. I don't know if you know the area, but I think it's going to be able to sell pretty easily, hopefully.
Okay. All right. So Matt, I'll be sending over a package of information. Will you take a few moments and review it?
Sure. Yeah, I'll take a look. And will you be emailing that, I'm assuming?
Yes. Yes,
Okay.
I'll email that to you.
Okay, great. Yeah.
Okay. So do you have any questions before I arrive?
I mean, nothing that the obvious question. I mean, what do you think? I know you haven't done it, but based off what you know and your expertise, what do you think this home is worth, or what do you think it's going to sell at?
Well, I can only go by some market data, but honestly, I really can't put a number on a property until I've actually had the opportunity to see it.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I'll be
Yeah, I
able to
just
give you
thought
a
if-
better answer after we meet.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. It just, I guess if you come in with an idea of, if you think I can get that 500 number after we talk, that'd be great.
Okay. So, our meeting should only take between 5 to 25 minutes. Is that okay?
Yeah, no, that's fine.
All right, great. Well, I look forward to seeing you on Thursday afternoon at 4 p.m.
All right, great. See you then.
Thanks, Matt.
So before we get off, what does everybody think? What's important about this script?
I think it shows that the realtor actually has a plan, has gone through this before. It seems very structured. And, it brings up certain things that perhaps the homeowner hasn't even thought about.
I mean, you know what their bottom line is. So you're like, okay, I know they'll take 475. So even if you put it at 500 and an offer comes in at 475, they're probably going to take it, right? You know what they own the property.
Mhm.
You know what, sometimes when you describe your home for me, sometimes they'll say, well, on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate your home? And they might say like, it's a 9. Okay, can you please describe it for me? And they start to go, well, I do live on a busy street. Well, the kitchen could really be updated. Really, it's a 6, but they start to become aware of that as well. So I think these just kind of give them that, they have a price. Sometimes they're going to say, I'm not going to tell you what I think it's going to sell for, or how much I want. That's your job. Right? I mean, there's a lot of people who are going to say that. Why would I have you over if I knew?
Right.
And then a meeting take 5 to 25 minutes. It's a short period of time. You're not taking a lot of their time. I think it's good. And sometimes you can have someone else do this for you, another agent, and you look like you have some leverage too. So we do that. Like maybe Rick will go on the appointment. I'll call and get the information, give it to him, and he goes. And that kind of looks like, wow, they have people working for them. Hi, I'm just calling for Rick Murray. He has an appointment with you at 2 o'clock tomorrow. Before he comes out, there are a number of questions I'd love to ask you so that we can save time when he gets there. Would that be okay? Sure. And then I go through and I give this piece of paper to him, and he's got it's like you have ammo,
Well prepared.
Yeah. And you're more professional. I mean, bottom line, you're not winging it. You're professional. So I know we're like 15 minutes over. Hopefully nobody needs this screen because we're on here. Thank you, everybody, for coming.
you.
And
Thanks, Lisa.
have an awesome day. Invite people to your pie party, call the expireds, do whatever you can, get your business going. And if you're not signing, even if they don't want to go on, like Teresa, some people want to go on in the spring or after the holiday, sign them up now. Sign the contracts now so you have a really good first quarter. Don't be afraid. If it's not going on the market, who cares? Sign it up and put it, you can even do, exterior photos now. Tell them, let's do some now, because when it comes January or February, when you're on the market, we're gonna have snow on the ground most likely. So let's do your photos now. Make them obligated to you.
Okay. Thank you. Oops.
Have a great day.
Thank you.
All right,
Bye-bye.
thanks.
Thanks,
Bye.
Lisa. Bye, everybody.
Thank you.